Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is my Week in a Life 2023 album flip through. And I think I have done this project for 5 or 6 years. And I always use a 6x8 album. For this year I chose this one from Eddie Edwards. And it was the first year not having a physical main kit because it was sold out. So a lot of this stuff I used my stash or I made my own. This is my title page. I just printed it myself on vellum paper, and I think it was a pattern from the digital main kit, or I had it in my stash, I don't know. And now, before really going into the week, I made a reason why, which is hidden behind this little pocket and behind this colorful card. And I also made a little journaling about us. So this is my household, and I told a little bit about who we are and what age we are. And this was all on the back of this craft paper. I think it was from an older kit that I had in my stash. So each day starts with a transparency, and I made this little 4x4 pockets myself, and I added a colorful number on it. And in this pocket is a little journaling card with journaling for the whole day. And I added a little ribbon on top, and I tried to match the colors. On the back I used stuff from my stash, so this pattern paper that matched with the dark blue, and also this plastic circles that I also had from, I think, an older collection. Every day starts with a 6x8 photo, and I added this digital stamp on top. And on the back of the 6x8 photo, I added these digital templates, and every day has a different template. So for Monday, I chose ING words as listening, eating, feeling, and watching. And I added some photos and journaling to this. I love to do this to add just more information and more stuff to my album. I do my days in a chronological order, so this is how my day started. And this is the first time that I did the journaling on the photos. And honestly, I do not like it. I will not repeat this because I don't like the look of it. I wanted to add more context to the photos themselves, but I hadn't had enough white space on the photos, so I backed it with white color to make the text readable, but I really do not like the look. And now it is how it is. It's fine like this, but I will not repeat this. I also wanted to use up some stuff from my stash, so I found these rubber pieces, and I also had different kinds of vellum. So for every day I used a different vellum. So this is kind of semi see-through. Here are some more photos of my Monday. And yeah, as I just said, I added the journaling on the photos, and I do not like how it cropped so much of my photos because of the white background. This is how I ended my days. I made this 4x6 journaling card. I used the journaling cards that came in the digital main kit, but I added some questions to this. So the first one said, what was the best of your day? What was the most exhausting of your day? What did you do for yourself on that day? And then I counted my steps just for fun, just to see how different my days are. And I added a question if I was awakened by my cat, yes or no. And the funny thing is, I always was awakened by my cat because it's a cat thing. Then I had some more photos, and I added this insert. I like to use different sizes of page protectors to my album. And on top, I also added a vellum, and I just stamped the day of the week on it and added this little plastic piece. And the rest of my days are pretty much the same. I start with the transparency and my 4x4 pocket, which contains a little bit of journaling and also my colorful number. On the back, I always added pattern paper, and in this case, I think I didn't like what was on this little plastic circle, so I added this little chipboard piece. Again, I'm starting off with a big 6x8 photo and this digital stamp. And on this day, I used an overlay, a photo overlay for everyday colors. So what colors did I see? And as I just mentioned, I wanted to use up some of my different vellum papers from my stash. So this was Tuesday. Lots of pictures of my cat, as you can see. And this is my 4x6 card, the number of my steps and all the questions I always responded to. And more photos and pictures. And as you can see, I tried to use up little things from my stash, like these plastic pieces here and some chipboards that I also had in my stash. This is one thing that I really love to do, is to take Flatlay pictures of stuff that I use. So for example, makeup, and you would be surprised how this changes. So I always have the feeling every year is the same and I always use the same stuff, but it changes and it's so fun to see. So this is not the best Flatlay that I could have ever taken, but it's fine, it's in here, and now I can compare it to this year that some makeup pieces changed. This is one day where I had additional photos and I did this out of the page protector insert. I just backed it with some pattern paper, and as you can see, it didn't went perfectly well because I forgot that I also needed some holes in it, and this is why this album is not my favorite, because my projects aren't perfect at all, but these things bother me so much. And also the thing with the journaling, that it's always on the photos. I will not change it right now, but it's really not my favorite. But on the other hand, I'm very grateful that I did this project and now have all my stories in this album. But one thing I really love in this album is this 4x6 journaling cards, that I had questions for every day and I responded them, and it's so interesting to see not only what the best part of the day was, but also the most exhausting. This is an idea that I have from Ellie Edwards. I think she uses an app that is called Front Page or something like that, and I used it too. So you can screenshot a newspaper or magazine cover from that day. As you can see, I only managed to screenshot 5. And this is not my local magazine or newspaper, but is one that I think represents Germany quite okay. So I wanted to capture that. And one day I captured the weather. I think this was a quite nice idea to really use up your stash. So I used all the different vellums that I had, and I was surprised that I even had 7 different ones, but as you can see, I did have them. This prompt is also so much fun because last year and this year it's so different. So last year I was still riding the bus with a mask on it because of COVID and stuff. And at that time, so 2023, this topic was completely forgotten. So I didn't wear any masks. And I'm so glad that I did this project also in the pandemic times of COVID, because all the craziness is captured in there. And it's so fun to see how things were normal at that time and that are normal now. And look at my little baby. My cat was so tiny at that time, and now he's a grown boy. It's also very fun to see that. I always wanted to encourage myself for this album to use nice photos and maybe do some other shots. And I think I did not do well for this year but there are Weekend Alive albums that I really did a better job. But this is one of these examples. I think it's so cool to see, you know, the hallway with this little package here and my cat jumping on it. I don't know, I just like the perspective, and it's a different perspective that I normally used to see. Here you can see another example of the Flatlay thing. So I did some shopping, I bought some new stuff, and I just did a Flatlay of this. And this is a similar thing I did in the beginning of the album. The prompt for this day was our life right now. This is us today. So I just took profile pictures of my household, and of course that included my cat. On this Saturday I went shopping, and I also did some photos in the changing room. So this is also very fun to include. I always like to include gratitude, so this is also very cool. 8 things that I'm grateful for. And this is it. I hope you liked my video. I'm very excited for this year's Weekend Alive, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!